The story behind the claim that Cousteau became a Muslim in this video. We examine allegations linked to Cousteau's underwater explorations and Quranic verses. The origins of the internet rumor, whose origins remain unknown. The Cousteau Society's official statement in 1991 records of Cousteau's life, beliefs, and funeral. Why this rumor spread so widely worldwide. The ocean, a vast world that hides humanity's deepest questions, and the person who first truly opened the doors of that world to us, Jacques Cousteau. There's a very interesting claim circulating online today. Cousteau converted to Islam. This claim has been recurring for years on various websites, posts, and videos. Some say he was influenced by verses in the Quran, while others say he secretly converted to Islam, What's the truth? Today, we will examine both the claims and the actual records one by one. With a purely investigative perspective, Part 1. Where did the claim come from? The claim that Cousteau was a Muslim first appeared in some religious magazines and later on online forums in the late 1980s. The main justification put forward is as follows. Cousteau discovered the underwater phenomenon of two seas that do not mix. This phenomenon bears a resemblance to certain verses in the Quran. Cousteau was fascinated by this similarity and therefore converted to Islam. This narrative was shared repeatedly, especially in the 2000s, when social media became widespread. However, there is a critical problem. There is not a single official record that confirms this claim. Not an interview, not a biography, not a family statement, not even Cousteau's own notes. The journals cited as the source of the claim are anonymous, unverifiable, and chronologically inaccurate publications. Part 2. Cousteau's scientific observations. The scientific phenomenon in question is actually real. A halak line, a condition in which two water masses do not mix due to a difference in salinity. Cousteau's teams have observed this phenomenon, particularly in certain regions of the Red Sea and the SHS, Quran. This scientific discovery was documented by many researchers in the STEM's mid-20th century. Those who support this claim, citing this phenomenon, claim Cousteau was surprised to see these verses. However, there's another important detail here. Cousteau offers entirely scientific explanations for this phenomenon. He never uses terms like the Quran, Islam, or conversion in any of his speeches. Part 3. Official statement. The Cousteau Society after the allegations spread. The organization Cousteau, founded in the early 1990s, the Cousteau Society, was forced to issue a statement on the matter. The statement includes the following. There is no information that Cousteau was a Muslim. The claim is unfounded and rumored. This statement has been confirmed in numerous books, biographies, and independent research over the years. Part 4. What do the biographies say? The most reliable biographies of Cousteau's life include Brad Matson, Jacques Cousteau, The Sea King Eve, Pascal Cousteau, My Life Under the Sealbert Falco's Cousteau Memoirs. None of them contain any record of his conversion. On the contrary, it is stated that Cousteau grew up in a Catholic family religion, did not have a major influence on his life. He had a more philosophical approach to nature, ecology, and humanity. Many biographers state that Cousteau was agnostic or secular. Chapter 5. His death and funeral clarified the truth. The date was June 25, 1997. When Cousteau died in Paris, his funeral was held according to Catholic rites. This ceremony was openly reported in both French media and international sources. If Cousteau had truly converted at the end of his life, there would have been a family statement. There would have been an institutional record. At least the ceremony would have been different, but there is no such trace in any of them. This is one of the strongest pieces of evidence that demonstrates that there is not a single record supporting the veracity of the claim. Chapter 6. Why does the claim spread? So why does a claim with no basis in fact spread so widely? One, Cousteau's discovery sparked interest in many cultures. Oceanic findings lend themselves well to being associated with sacred texts too. The scientist gives realized religious truth. Narrative spreads rapidly on social media. 3cousteaus.com/wise. And compassionate character led him to be seen as close to many religions. For once information spreads online, it is very difficult to correct. Chapter 7. Cousteau's approach to true faith. Cousteau was not someone who made comparisons between religions or considered one religion superior to another. His approach was, humanity becomes closer to one another as it understands the ocean. He viewed nature as a sacred entity. He would ask philosophical questions about humanity's place in the universe. In another statement, he said, "For me, God is the bond between humanity and nature." This is a universal and humanistic approach, rather than one based on dogmatic or institutional religions. Chapter 8. Conclusion. Did Cousteau convert to Islam? Looking at all the available sources, family, records, biographies, Cousteau's own writings, Cousteau Society statement, death and funeral, academic sources. There is no concrete evidence that Cousteau converted to Islam. This claim not supported by any factual records, questionable initial source, officially denied, and a myth amplified by the internet. Chapter 9. But why is this story valuable? The value of this story isn't about Cousteau's conversion. The real value lies in this. Cousteau's scientific discoveries demonstrate that people of different faiths can find common ground in admiration. Nature, the ocean, the vastness of the universe. Whether you are a scientist, a religious person, or a skeptic, the world Cousteau depicts brings us all to the same questions. Where do we come from? Where are we going? How can we protect this blue planet? Perhaps this is precisely Cousteau's true legacy.